Marshall killing Louisiana 31-3. Let's go over the highest grade players, starting off with the Thundering Herd. Josh Moten, the corner, 86.9. Tytron Chapman, 86.5. Mike Green, the edge defender, 78.8. Jaden Yates, 78.2. Ag McGee, the safety, 77.6. And then Braylon Braxton, 64.8. Let's go over to the Louisiana Raging Cajuns with their highest grade players. Starting off with offensive guard A.J. Gilly, 70.9. Lander Burton, 67.1, the center. Jax Harrington, the guard, 67.1. Amir McDaniel, the corner, 66.8. Harvey Broussard, the wide receiver, 66.5. And then Daniel Beal, the quarterback, in the 39.1 grade in the loss for Louisiana. Dalton, for you, the stat told story.
Yeah, it's that last part. It's the fact that Chandler Fields started this game. He was already their backup, and with Ben Woldridge out with a collarbone injury, and he got hurt 17 snaps into it. That's really it. Fields played 17 snaps. The game, when he got hurt, it was 7-3 Marshall. We had a good football game going, and obviously Marshall's got the best defense in the conference, and you really, without your starting quarterback, it's hard enough. With your backup in there, and Fields is a capable backup, he gets injured, and now you're turning to a true freshman third-string quarterback in Daniel Beal. And nothing against him at all. I mean, it's a tough assignment when you're playing a defense like this that Charles Huff has going 9 for 24, 95 yards, and it just became this game where Marshall felt like on defense there just wasn't any more threat from Louisiana. Once they lost their quarterback, they could key in on the run game. They have, a coverage unit that is tied for second in the nation in coverage grade. You see some of those guys in the secondary and their highest graded players. It's just a game for Louisiana where it all fell apart. And it ended up being, actually, I found a fun fact. I found this one. Louisiana, 55 team offense grade in this game. Their lowest since week 3 of 2018. They played Mississippi State that day. This is how long it's been. Jeffrey Simmons was on that team.
Oh, yeah.
Willie Gay was on that team. Cam Dantzler was on that team. There was several NFL players. I mean, and this is the type of offensive performance. And, again, it was a great season for Louisiana. They just kind of got undone here by quarterback injuries. And when you have a true freshman third stringer out there, it's
tough.
Against a defense like this, it's really, really rough.
And speaking of defense, Marshall will go quickly here because we are getting close to the college football playoff reveal, but 80-plus defensive grade, run defensive grade, and coverage grade. I mean, they only allowed 3.9 yards per play, only 9 first downs total in this game on 10 possessions. So Louisiana averaged less than 1 first down per possession. That's just obviously not going to get it done. 3 turnovers on downs, 55.4 offensive grade. Just could not get anything going offensively due to Marshall's strong defensive performance. So, Dalton, for you, the most impressive part of this Marshall win?
Take Josh Moten at corner. He's one of the best corners in the country this year, and if he's coming back for another year, he's going to be a guy for us to watch next year. 1 catch allowed in this game for 9 yards, had an interception and a pass breakup, and this season 91 coverage grade, second in the FBS behind Jahdae Barron. 5 interceptions, 7 pass breakups. And like I mentioned, that whole Marshall secondary been great all season. Tied for second in the nation, I believe, with Notre Dame. It's Texas and then Notre Dame and Marshall, second in the nation in coverage grade. So, I mean, they put together a spectacular defense. Best defense in the conference, a really underrated defense, the secondary. And you mentioned Mike Green up front, spectacular football player. They came on, they got hot late, and they rode this defense to a conference title.
I want to shout out another coach here, Charles Huff, who actually just reported, I think this morning, Brett McMurphy reported that he will be Southern Miss's new head coach. So the Marshall head coach going to Southern Miss. A lot of just reports out there that just, I don't know if Marshall wanted him back. I don't know if it was like a pay thing where they didn't want to pay him as much as he wanted either. It was just a weird thing, but want to shout him out because this was the last year of his contract at Marshall, and obviously he's leaving most likely to Southern Miss if Brett McMurphy's report is correct. But Marshall's first conference title in a decade. The last time they won a conference was back in 2014. And yeah, under Charles Huff, they don't have the ranked teams like they had under the previous coach in Doc Holliday, but still, they went 10-3 this year, Sun Belt title. I believe they went 9-4 last year as well. He had this program going in the right direction, and if it's true that he is going to Southern Miss, they got to find a new head coach, a good one too, because Charles Huff's a very, very good coach, and if it's true he's going there, Southern Miss got a hell of a coach for a program that desperately needs it right now.
Southern Miss has been struggling for a while, and that's always where it starts as your head coach, especially in college. So that'll be something worth monitoring in the Sun Belt. See if Southern Miss, because I tell you, they used to be a really darn good program. They've fallen on hard times.
Favre, yeah.
They've fallen on hard times the last 10 years. Even when they had Larry Fedora as their head coach,
right.
They were great. Ever since Fedora left, it's gone downhill. So we'll see if Huff can fix that over at Southern Miss. But great job by the Thundering Herd, for sure. This was a season. I don't think they were a team that was really expected to be competing for the Sun Belt title. But when you have Louisiana and James Madison and Texas State and all these other teams, a great job that he did and that whole team did.
Yeah, so if he is going to Southern Miss, it's a hell of a hire by Southern Miss, and we'll see what Marshall does head coach after that. Hey, thanks for watching another episode of the PFF College Football Show. Please make sure you guys subscribe to the channel.
Also, subscribe to PFF Plus at subscribe.pff.com for all of the same data and grades that we use in our show, plus fantasy tools, betting tools, and our mock draft simulator.